Hello, Serge here from I guess the front tee at Orange County National. We're on the very, I guess, front of it, and to our left over there is the building where it saved us yesterday or the day before when we were pouring rain. Great building to hit out from under, and it's also great in the summertime when it gets really hot with the sun. You can stay in the shade. But this range is phenomenal. Again, it's a 360-degree range, and it's like 50 yards across each end. So no matter, unless you got some really super duper long guy, you can't ever get anybody on the other end. So phenomenal range. It's in great shape, and we just finished off our day. And so what we thought was that I just got finished giving a demonstration to the students about hitting drivers and stuff, and all the shots. And we closed off with a driver. And since most of us, really want to control our driver, we're gonna go ahead and do a little demo on how to hit a driver. So what's the first type of shot you want to see, Greg?
Well, as far as the setup goes, I know you can do it a lot of different ways, but let's go from low to medium to high and show the different setups as far as how the...
Let's start off with the regular one first, and then we build off of that, because you got to have a good swing before you can do all the other things, to know what your setup is.
All right. Okay?
So we'll start off with regular. Now I tend to tee the ball, a little to the high side. I use normal tees, and but I can, I tee it up just slightly above the a little bit, 3/4 of the ball above the club most of the time. Now one of the things I have to do is I have to put my hat down, because when I started wearing these hats to keep the sun off my face, it interfered with my finish, because I could come up here and that's happening all the time. And so, and what was causing, and so to avoid my hat, I kept finishing wider and wider, and that means I started hitting more pulls, and then to stop that, blades to the right. And so now, to keep the sun off the total in my face, I have to wear a hat like that. So what I do is I take it off the hit, because I want to finish right there. And I can't finish there with that big brim, and I need the brim. So if some of you are wearing brims, and you're getting in trouble because you keep hitting it and you find yourself bleeding, and where the club is getting at the end of your shoulder outside of it, and you're supposed to finish with your hands close to your ear, take the hat off and put it back on as soon as you get done. But I still put on my sunscreen every day to make sure that my face is sunscreened up and it's going to protect me. So I'm going to just be hitting the ball straight out over here. I'm going to get into my normal setup. The ball is just about on the left heel. I fight many times with the ball getting forward, which means I move forward and tend to hit pulls, just hold on a little bit and block it. So ball position is critical, because if it gets too far forward, it's hard to stay behind the ball and hit it without coming in too late or bottoming out. So I get in, my ball's going to be there. I always work in making sure my hands stay high. With my long arms, I tend to want to get down, and if I start getting down, then the club is just coming up and tends to go outside. So I keep it high, and it gets my right arm down lower and in that slight bend that we want, so it can turn and go up, where the arm is always staying flexed without having to too straight. It's got to break more, which tends to flip it. So my setup key is really to kind of stand tall with my hands and arms and get them down. Have the nose on the ball, because the ball's forward a little bit more. I have to turn my head to where my nose is right at the ball. So now I set in there. I'm ready to go. Get the wide knees and hit a good shot right down the middle. That actually had a nice little draw. Probably aided a little bit by the right to left wind. So that's my normal swing. So the next shot, as Greg wanted first, was the low ball. Now most of you, when you're going to hit a low ball, you want to get in here and tee it really low. Well, I don't think that's the optimum way to do it, because, I mean, except for the putter, this is the least lofted club in your bag. And even though I want to hit it low, if I get it really too low, I might not get it high enough, period, to really get it and get it up on the club face high enough where I get a good launch angle and get it in the meat of the club where the sweet spot is. And I think a lot of people get there, and that's too low. I actually want to go the other way. I always tee, when I want to hit it low, I tee it higher. And the reason why is because I want to hit it more in the center of the equator of the ball, where you see the stripes of it. I want to hit it more in the center, and to do that, I think if I tee it higher, it's easier for me to stand tall and swing flatter, a little bit flatter, longer through the swing. Plus the fact, because I'm going to hit it low, I am not going to swing up to my high finish, because that's what hits it up. So I want to keep my finish lower. So it's going to be actually called like a knockdown shot. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to make my same backswing, but I'm going to come in lower and flatter to impact. I'm going to cut it off somewhere right about there. Now I'm going to go into the mid-toe up, because if I came through that way, that's leaving the face open, I'm gonna hit a high, it's gonna kite on me and hit a high bleed. I have to square it up and go through to at least the face getting toe up to make sure the ball's gonna go straight. Now naturally, if I want to hit a low draw, I could toe it over a little bit more where the toe goes down. So I'm gonna stand up, I'm gonna stay tall. Because the ball's up high, I'm gonna hover there to make sure I'm at the right height for the ball, and I'm gonna just make my swing and cut it off. Kind of almost looks a little like Arnold Palmer, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Because again, think about it. If I want to toss a ball to you low, I'm not going to go that way. That's up. I'm going to go and I'm going to release it low. So I hold it low going through. Let's do that one more time. Now, even though I actually towed that one a little bit, it was pretty good, and I actually went out there with a draw, and it probably got no more. It didn't get higher than the telephone poles out there. So I'm going to just cut it off. I'm going to stay neutral. I'm not going to get preloaded heavy right because that tends to me to swing out more. So I'm going to stay more neutral, and I'm just going to cut it off. Ooh, that was even better. That was like no more than about that height. So now we're going to go the other way. I want to hit the ball high. All right? As soon as I want to go high, I change my spine angle. Remember, my normal's here, my low was there, but I'm not still ahead of the ball. I'm still I can't lift up either foot. But now I'm going to go more spine angle because why? I want to swing up. I want to hit this ball straight up over that camera. All right? This other one I hit kind of like right into it. My normal one went just slightly over it. My other one, my high one's going to go up there. So I'm going to set up. I'm going to leave the ball basically in the same position. But what I want to do now is here's my equator. I want to where I hit my normal one right about here, and I hit the low one right there. This one I want to feel like I'm going to hit it a little bit more from under. So I need a little bit more room to be able to get under there. So if I hit it more under, the ball's going to go higher. And the easiest way to do that is with my spine angle. So I'm going to get in preloaded heavy right. This is low. This is normal. I'm going to get in here and a little bit more heavy right. Okay, I have a little bit more flex in my right right knee behind here, and I'm going to think about coming in from lower. Remember the last one I just came in more level? I'm coming in more up, and you're going to see I'll have a little bit more bend in my spine behind the ball at impact, and this one should go considerably higher. That was about like that. They were way over the height of the telephone poles. And I swung up on it so high, I know that the tee came up and I felt it hit me on my shoulder. So I was sweeping it up so fast that it popped the tee right out of the ground. All right, so we'll hit that high one more time so you can see it. A little bit low, normal, high. And that was dead solid perfect.
Wow. That's impressive.
So it's just maintaining your spine angle, and you maintain your spine angle by maintaining your knees, because if you can't keep your knees, your spine goes all over, and it's kind of like we're not doing a Watusi. Set your knees, keep them level, keeps your spine up, and swing up. Except when you want to hit that low and you're just swinging out. Okay, well that's for Greg and Dawn from Orange County National in sunny Orlando, Florida.
That's right.
We're signing off, and we'll be talking to you again soon.